What's up, guys? This is Corey and welcome to CNA Films and Animation. Today is Friday and welcome to this week's episode of Now on DVD Friday. Well, your votes came in and the winner was Here Comes the Boom. So let's get started. Here Comes the Boom was directed by Frank Corsi, whose other works include The Wedding Singer, The Waterboy, Around the World in 80 Days, Click, Zookeeper, and now Here Comes the Boom. So, Here Comes the Boom is about Kevin James. Kevin James is a teacher at this high school, and he pretty much hates his job, hates his life. You know, he's lazy, he doesn't want to be at work. In fact, the opening scene of the movie, he shows up late to work by crawling through the window. I'm guessing on like the second or third story. But anyway, he is kind of acquaintances, friends. I'm not quite sure what the relationship was in the beginning with Henry Winkler's character. I forgot his name, but Henry Winkler's character is a music teacher. He basically loves his job, loves his kids, and his students are just amazing performers. And when they find out that the school is cutting the funds for the music program, as well as many other different programs in the school due to budget cuts and everything, Kevin James decides that he is going to try and save Henry Winkler's job by taking on UFC fighting. Now, this is kind of a slow process because, you know, he first hears about UFC through one of his students. He has a night job basically teaching history to foreigners who want to get their American citizenship. And one of his students was a former UFC fighter, and that he pretty much kind of shows him the ropes a little bit, even though he doesn't really want to. And in exchange, Kevin James is helping him with studying to get his citizenship. And so pretty much, I mean, Kevin James is not the best fighter in the world. In fact, he's kind of bad. But at the same time, he kind of learns from his experiences. He starts getting a little bit better each fight, and pretty soon he just starts getting better and better and makes it up to an actual UFC fight. And so that's kind of the basic plot of the movie. You know, a high school teacher goes to save the music program and becomes a UFC fighter. And so, you know, how was the movie? Here Comes the Boom was better than expected. That's probably the best way to put it. It's not the greatest film in the world, but it's not the worst film either. Let's see, Kevin James did a pretty good job. He had some funny moments. There are some sight gags that really worked. And for the most part, I thought he did pretty well, as did Henry Winkler, who was the music teacher. Both characters did really well. In fact, in the beginning of the film, you don't really connect with Kevin James' character at all. I'd even say that you dislike his character for the most part, but somehow the film actually got me to root for the guy in the end, and that says a lot in the writing. The writing in this film it was better than I thought it would be, but still it wasn't like the greatest writing either. But for the most part, it worked, you know, for what it is. It's a comedy. There were some funny jokes, but at the same time, there were several jokes that kind of fell flat, as with any comedy. Selma Hayek plays Kevin James' kind of love interest in the film. She's a nurse in this school, and you know, she really didn't have much of a part in the film. She's in it for a little bit, but you know, she doesn't really have that much of a significant role other than just the girl that he falls in love with. But what I did like about it is that she doesn't want to really be with him, at least initially, and then, you know, as everything's going on and he starts to, you know, become more energetic and inspiring his kids and everything, then she starts to, you know, be like, okay, you know, this guy's not too bad. And, you know, they make a cute couple, but it's just, you know, she was just okay. One of the biggest complaints about this film was that there was not a lot of conflict in regard to Kevin James taking on UFC fighting. Usually in a comedy like this, there's something kind of holding him back from doing this. Whether it be like the principal saying, no, you can't do this, it's not a good role model for the students. And there's one scene in the entire film that does that, but that's it. They drop it after that. Yeah, there's not much conflict in him doing this, and it just kind of makes it look like it's just all easy for him to do it, and it kind of loses its validity, I guess. But it's a comedy. It did have a few laughs, and that's all that really counts. Going into my rating, I'm going to give this film a 6.7 out of 10. It wasn't great, but it did have some laughs. It was certainly better than Zookeeper. So, if you have nothing else, if you have a free Redbox or something, I'd recommend checking this out. It's not too bad. Okay, so it's that time of the week again. Time for you guys to vote for next Friday's video. And the choices for next Friday's video are Bully, The Kid with a Bike, The Man with the Iron Fists, Robot and Frank, The Sessions, Silent Hill Revelation, Skyfall, and Smiley. Be sure to post your vote in the comments. If you guys haven't seen any of these movies, haven't heard of any of them, pick the film that you think sounds the most interesting. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. I'm Corey, and I'll see you guys in the next one.